Hello, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to another edition of the Professional Fan. I am your host, Professional Mike, and today on this edition, I almost forgot. If this is your first time here, if you're new, please like, subscribe, share this content. I am one of a couple shows on the channel where we cover NFL, NBA content, and just life in general. So if that sounds like your cup of tea, greatly appreciate if you'd give us a like, give us a follow. It means a lot. We're close to 500 subscribers, where you get monetized. So greatly appreciate all of the support thus far. Hope you all will continue to do so. But I hope you're having a great Tuesday evening. It's a little humid up here in Ohio. And today, kind of wanted to just do a short one, talk about the quarterback situation as it stands. Shedeur went viral again, as he usually does. Working out in the rain, of which, let me see if I can actually pull that video up for y'all real quick. It's a short. So yes, here it is. Let me see if you guys can see that well enough. Yeah, you can. So Shedeur Sanders here, practicing in Miami, I believe, in the rain. Love to see it. Love to see the young man working and not letting a little bit of rain stop him. He went viral for this, and I know there have been people in the local media talking about it. I mean, the kid is legit just a workaholic from all intents and purposes, and from what we've seen since he's been here in Cleveland. Yeah, I'm impressed with him, man. I continue to be impressed with him. Like, the more I watch Shedeur, the more I think and wonder and ponder how he dropped so far in the draft. But he's still training. Training camps for not another 2-ish weeks, a little over 2 weeks, like almost 15 days, 16 days, something like that. And he's still putting in work, man. He's still sharpening his craft. He's wanting to get that starting job, and here I have nothing but respect for the kid. I mean, I haven't seen work ethic like this since like we drafted Bake. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've seen this kind of work ethic in Cleveland. So it's really exciting to see, man. Like, I'm super hyped for Shedeur. And Dillon Gabriel has even looked nice in very short spurts. Hoop Life, the Sweezy. I changed my name. What do you think? Hoop Life mixtape. I like that. I like that, brother. Yeah, that's sick. I like that. Keep that. That's nice. Joseph, welcome in, Joseph. Like, subscribe, and share. Please like, subscribe, and share. We greatly appreciate it. But yeah, today's gonna be a short one. We're just gonna kind of talk about what what's gonna look like the Browns season as far as like the rookie quarterbacks playing. How many games is it gonna take for this front office, this coaching staff to feel comfortable with one of these quarterbacks, or conversely uncomfortable with one of these quarterbacks? Because biggest red herring in the room, if you will, is the Browns do have 2 first-round picks next year. They have the Jaguars' first-round pick, and they have their first-round pick, as well as they own their own second, and they own their own third. So 4 picks in the top 100. And it's that's the big red herring, because it's like these young quarterbacks, we picked 2 of them, both have upside. Both have pros and cons with Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel, but they don't have a very long time to prove it. Because at the end of the day, I mean, the next year's draft class, guys, is nuts. I mean, you got Cade Klubnik coming out of Clemson. You got Drew Aller coming out of Penn State. If he continues to work on it, if Garrett Nussmeier continues to work on his craft and looks better in LSU, he could be a first-round pick. Lenore Sellers out of South Carolina is another big name to watch. I mean, Guys, there are so many people, and that's just 4 dudes that I named, and I don't know how many quarterback needy teams are going to realistically be next year, but next year is a very heavy draft class. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see. So, what does that look like for the Cleveland Browns? What does that mean for Shedeur Sanders, for Dillon Gabriel, or even Kenny Pickett? If you want to throw his name in the hat, I still hold that Kenny Pickett is going to be cut. However, who knows? I mean, stranger things have happened in the NFL. I wouldn't have told you 2 years ago that Sam Darnold was going to revitalize his career and look like an all-pro quarterback in Minnesota. I certainly didn't see that coming. So that's the beautiful thing about the game of football. Throws a bunch of curveballs, corners, all that good stuff. Confuses you as much as you think you know the game. You never truly do, kind of thing. Um, but yeah, so what? Big question. Like, what is it going to look like? What is it going to take? So I've often, and I've said in previous episodes that I've held the um the aspect that nope, Joseph was in here for a second and just dipped out. Um I've often held the aspect that Joe Flacco is going to start the season for about 4 to 5 games, and then they'll go to one of the rookies. Now, I think that's all going to be dependent, one of the rookies, on if who looks better in training camp. So that's maybe so the training camp is going to be huge because quarterback 2 is essentially going to start at some point. Is that Dillon Gabriel? Is that Shedeur? I'd like to see it be Shedeur. But that's only going to give the young man, whoever that may be, out of those 2 guys, realistically 10, maybe 9 games to show that he's got what he's got. You know, that is it. That is it, man. Nothing more, nothing less. Um, it's gonna be interesting to see because 9 to 10 games isn't a lot for a rookie quarterback. And what is it going to realistically be for Shedeur Sanders to keep that starting position? And for me, I think he's going to have to throw at least 14 touchdowns, 7 picks, um, and maybe around 3,000 yards. I think if he gets something along those lines and looks comfortable, that might persuade the Browns not to pick a quarterback. Because at the end of the day, um, this front office is a very analytical office, and it would be in their best interest, long term and financially and player wise, for one of these quarterbacks to work out, either Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel. Dillon Gabriel, you're paying a 3rd-round contract for 4 years. Shedeur Sanders, you are paying a 5th-round contract for 4 years. And if one of those guys is the guy, you now have a surplus of funds with the Deshaun Watson contract finally coming off the books here soon to sign free agents, and then you just opened a new Super Bowl window within that rookie contract. So I think that's going to be a big storyline. I think it's very possible that Shedeur Sanders does get the starting job and can keep it. But I'm not going to lie, for Shedeur Sanders fans or the Dillon Gabriel fan that's out there, um, it's an uphill battle. It really is, and I don't know other way to put it. Shedeur Sanders is taking it in stride. He's always faced adversity head on. JSU, Colorado, the Sanders name. He's always handled adversity well. Dillon Gabriel has handled adversity well. He's always heard stuff about his size, this, that, and the other. So these are 2 quarterbacks that can take adversity well, but knowing that, hey, next year there are some really good quarterback prospects looming, and the Browns have 2 first-round picks. Now, best case scenario, one of them works out. You can just pick best receiver, best D end to help out. Otherwise, what's it going to look like? Because, guys, Lenore Sellers, excellent excellent quarterback out of South Carolina. Cade Klubnik is my personal favorite. He reminds me a lot of Joe Burrow. Garrett Nussmeier has an upside. He's got a cannon of an arm, but he needs to work on his fundamentals and footwork. And then Drew Aller is a Josh Allen prototype. I know that gets thrown around a lot, like, oh, this guy's Josh Allen, that guy's Josh Allen. Oh. But Drew Aller, I think, actually looks and plays a lot like Josh Allen. But unfortunately, in that system, I mean, he's throwing to receivers that they recruited out of the local McDonald's. So Drew Aller hasn't really been able to show his talents too well. He had Tyler Warren last year, and he's excellent. But yeah, guys, let me see what comments we got. I wanted to sound more professional. You do. I like Hoop Life Mixtape. Oh yeah, I forgot you guys swindled the Jags. Yes, we did. We did swindle the Jaguars. That's a great trade still. I'll hold that true. I mean, you get another first-round pick, and you got Quinshon Judkins out of that. And if Judkins runs for 1,000 yards, it's already a win. The AFC South is weak. It's wide open. Yeah, I mean, the AFC South has always been kind of the ugly duckling of the AFC. I'll talk some AFC South football. I don't care. This is a professional fan. Only professional takes. But yeah, the AFC South has always been super weak. Ugly duckling of the AFC. I mean, you got the Colts, the Titans, the Texans, and the Jags. And here, I know there are a lot of Trevor Lawrence truthers out there. I'm a certified member of the Trevor Lawrence hate club. That dude sucks. Like he is not a good quarterback. I will forever defend my position there. I think the best quarterback in that division, easily C.J. Stroud, former Buckeye. I think he had a little bit of a sophomore slump, but they changed things here and there. I think C.J. is going to win that division handedly for the AFC South. I don't know what the Colts are doing. And the Titans, I mean, they got Cam Ward. We'll see what he looks like. I mean, I like Cam Ward. Huge arm. Didn't start a ton of games, but I think it could pan out for Tennessee. They have so many holes, though, so they just got to figure out if he's the guy. Oh, Sweezy, I saw you come in and then you went out. Yeah, feel free the link is dropped. Joseph dropped the link, so feel free to join up. I'll be more than happy to add you. Like I said, it's going to be a short one this evening. Just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about like what the quarterback room is going to look like. There is a lot of adversity these kids are going to have to go through in order to take that starting position and in order to keep that starting position. I really hope Shedeur does it, though, man. Like. Oh, Joseph, welcome in. Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. My mic's all jacked up. This shit.
Gotta love technology.
Hold on, I'll come out and come back in.
All right. StreamYard and its endless wisdom. But yeah, if I'm gonna just call you Hoops now, Sweezy. But yeah, if you wanted to talk about the AFC South, I think it's going to be Texans, Jags, I guess, because they're a more complete team, Colts, and then Titans. But I think the Titans could be one of those done but fun teams. Welcome back.
Okay, now I'm here. Oh, yeah. I got Jersey sitting here, too.
Hello.
He said okay.
He said okay.
Yeah, he's telling me. Did you hear him? He was doing his telling you to be quiet.
Oh. I didn't hear him now. Your mic is very good and doesn't pick up background noise.
Yeah, no, I got these new ones. They're pretty good. But no, I wanted to hit on the main point, though. I mean, how many games do you think they should play for them to have a real evaluation of them? I mean,
and that's kind of what I was talking about earlier. It's tough because I don't think the amount of games they're going to get realistically is enough to get a fair shot. and I don't think that's their fault or the Browns' fault. I think it's just the way the cards are falling. I mean, they can't start one of the rookies from day one because they think both of them needs more time. I think realistically, I would love a full season of one of them, whoever they think is best, to get the full season and just start one of the rookies from day one. But I just don't think that's what they're going to do. And because they have 2 first-round picks next year, and because that quarterback draft class is so much better, that whatever these rookies get, they're going to have to explode off the pages as far as numbers go in order to win that job, in my opinion. So realistically, I think they're going to get like 9 or 10 games. Best case scenario, I'd like one of them to get the full season, because I really think that's what you need for a full body of work to determine if that's your franchise guy or not. Like, I think that's the only thing that'll really sway this front office not to take a quarterback next year. What do you think?
Well, what do you think's more important, the amount of games they play, or just the stats, or just how they look in the games they play? I mean,
I think it's a mixture
that's
of both.
I
I
think
think
that's how you're gonna. How many games do you need to see? Because I think you need a lot. Like I don't think. Yeah, that's a big decision to kind of make. I mean, you just took 2 quarterbacks in a draft, and you're just, you know what I mean? Like, if you took 2 quarterbacks in a draft, you'd think one of them's got to be the guy. You would think. I mean, I don't, unless they just took 2 quarterbacks for the hell of it, and just that's our future bench. I mean, that's a tough sell to the fan, especially with a lot of holes you had in your roster. You could have used in some other areas. I mean, you could have took Xavier Watts. You could have took another receiver and Ty Felton. I mean, you could, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't like that. I mean, so they one of them has to be the guy. So, but you need a big amount of because that's a big decision. That draft class. I mean, Tate Klubnik. I mean, you got some dudes in that class next year.
A
Who knows
bunch of
who else is
dudes.
going to ride it? Right. I mean, who else? Who knows who else is going to rise up that board? I mean, there's
Yeah, I
always
named
somebody.
4 guys that I really like. I mean, there could be more. I mean,
It's
you
definitely
know.
going to be a lot better than this past year. So
Oh yeah, this past
I
year was
I
bad.
think so. I think you're going to have more pro style quarterbacks this upcoming draft. So I think. Yeah, I think you got to play. I mean, who do you think starts, Gabriel or Pickett?
Oh, like from day one,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be Flacco.
Okay. So whoever it is, how many games you giving them? The first quarter of the season, wherever they are there, and then
Yeah,
evaluate from there.
5, 4 or
That's
5.
what I'd say. 5 games, and if they're below 500, I'd pull in one of the rookies. Probably Shedeur, I think, first. Maybe
Yeah,
Dillon Gabriel. I don't know. And then I give that person. I give him 2 games, and go 2 by 2. Let's see what happens. Every 2 games we reevaluate.
yeah.
And then once you have a guy that you feel comfortable with, you ride him out the rest of the season and just leave it at that.
It's not a bad way to go about it. I think really who's going to take whoever's starting, whether it be Pickett or Flacco. Um, I think it's going to be all determined on who looks better in training camp.
I
You
think
know.
one of them should be gone after the first week of training or first 2 weeks of training camp.
Oh yeah, between like
Because I don't think you can divvy up the reps properly. I mean,
no,
if you're gonna play these rookies uh that many games this year, they have to get first team reps in minicamp. They have to
right.
get the feel. So I would one of Pickett or Flacco's got to be the guy by. You got to know which one's starting by week 2 of training camp. I think like halfway through week 2, you should have an idea. That's plenty of practices. You know who they are. You know what I mean? Because then I
Right.
think one of them you would ideally want it to be Flacco, because then you could trade Pickett probably. I think somebody would trade Pickett for something, just because quarterbacks are always in need, and he's still younger and he could probably be a backup somewhere. So that's how I'll roll it, because you got to get those 2 rookies. They got to get more first team reps, especially Shedeur. He's got to get some first team reps. My
Oh, I
gosh, I
know.
mean, what are we doing? So get him his first team reps, and I'll go from there. And then the only thing I would target for them this year is receiver via trade market. I'd be real heavy in trade market trying to get another receiver in here.
Scary Terry.
There you go. I'll sign me up. You need to help out these guys.
I agree. I think you need some more veteran receivers in there. What was that, Joseph?
I say hopefully Jamari Thrash can become something this year.
Jamari looked good in rookie minicamp, man. He looks bigger. He looks
They need
he's
some
running.
speed. They need a guy
Yeah,
that can run up. They need a guy that can put in the slot, that can crack the cover two, and run it. I can put him on the outside. He can run a 9 route, an out route, or a 9 route for me. So, like, I need somebody that can penetrate the defense and cover two, especially like with speed. That's what we need.
yeah.
So, I got a name for you. Well, obviously for Chris Olave. Have you seen any of the Jalen Waddle rumors?
I have seen a lot of the Jalen Waddle rumors. I don't know how true that they are. I know the Dolphins are like in a weird spot. Like Asante Samuel Jr. just came out and just grilled them on a podcast, called them unserious, and called Mike McDaniel weak.
He ain't lying. But
Yeah, it was
but
crazy. They were
yeah,
like, they're
I mean,
scared of
yeah.
players over there, and it's like, oh my god.
I mean, they're clearly selling. So, would you give up one of those first round picks if you knew by mid season where they're going to line up? Would you give one of them up for Waddle?
I don't think so, man. I like Jalen Waddle. I'd give up a second and something else, but like, I don't know if I
Yeah.
give a first. That's a hefty contract to give up for a first round pick.
Yeah. How about this trade scenario I heard for Pittsburgh? Because obviously the T.J. Watson thing has been kind of floating around because with the money and all that.
Mhm.
He's not happy about it. He didn't report to minicamp mandatory. Would you trade Jalen Waddle, or excuse me, would you trade T.J. Watt for Jalen Waddle in a first?
Would the Steelers? I
Yes.
wouldn't, but I think the Steelers absolutely would. The Steelers GM is I I don't know how to say it nicely. He's brain dead. Like
Because I heard
he
somebody say trade Watt, get Waddle in the first, because then I got a first round next year. I'm not paying Watt, and then now I got Aaron Rodgers just has another weapon, and we have a better shot offensively. And defensively, they're always pretty good no matter what. So
yeah,
that was
man, but
interesting when I heard that. I don't know though. I think you can
no
get more for
TJ
that.
on that line would be rough for the Steelers, dude. Like I know he'd like Alex Highsmith is great. Nick
Keanu
Herbig.
Bentley,
I
the
don't-
rookie, the young guy that got's pretty good.
Yeah. I think their defense will be fine, but like man, I don't know. Like
Yeah, I
that
don't
would
know.
be a
I heard
very
somebody bring that
Steelers
up.
move. I think the Steelers would do that in a heartbeat. I think they would do it for less. I think they would do it for Jalen Waddle in like a second. But yeah, no, I think the Steelers would. That seems like a Steelers move. I don't think the Browns would. I think they're really valuing trying to get young talent, um, you know, under a rookie contract. Chris Olave is interesting just because I don't think he signed an extension. He still is under a rookie contract. That might be something they would be willing to explore. And I think the Browns might think they could get Chris Olave for less than a first.
Yeah.
Because if you notice with Andrew Berry's wide receiver trades, he's always like, I like this player, but I'm gonna buy low. I'm gonna buy so low that you're going to be upset about the trade afterwards if you're a fan of that team. The Amari Cooper trade, like a 6-round pick. And we got basically the breadth of the rest of his Dallas contract. He looked great here. And he unfortunately father time finally caught him. Jerry Judy, another guy he'd been trying to get for years, that he liked in the draft, 5th-round pick. He has his best season of his entire career last year with us, and we signed him to, a wide receiver that gets you 5 touchdowns, like 1,200 yards. He had like 90 catches or something like that. Excuse me. Um, what the going rate of receivers, like how much does a receiver like that usually cost? Joseph, what, like $20 million?
Jared Judy.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying a receiver who gets you 1,200 yards, 90 catches, and 5 touchdowns. How much do those receivers get usually now? That's like T. Higgins numbers, right?
Yeah, probably 15, 20, 18, 21, probably 18 to $23 million a year.
Right. Yeah, almost low 20s is the going rate, and we're paying Jerry Judy like 16. Like that contract's looking pretty good now. That trade's looking
I
pretty
mean,
good.
I think Chris is more realistic than Terry. I don't know why they would
I agree.
trade Terry. They're in win now mode. I mean, I wouldn't.
Contract problems, bro. And
Yeah,
I
I
think
get it. But I think they'll ride it out for one more year because they're in a win now mode. I think Jane Daniels is the dude, so
Dude, Daniels
I
is a
would wait another
dude.
year if I were them. But in terms of Olave, though, I mean, I think the Saints. I mean, I think that's one guy you're not going to pay him because you're not going to be good for a while. You don't know who your
Oh, they are
quarterback
hard
is,
rebuilding.
uh,
That is a hard rebuild
and
over
you haven't
there.
been close to the playoffs. Yeah, and they haven't been close to the playoffs in what, the last like 5 years. So
Yeah,
they got a
since
long way to go. So
since Drew Brees left,
yeah, and that was I think 5 years ago, if I'm not
and then
mistaken.
they
So
no, they kind of they were fun with Jameis, and then Jameis got hurt, and then it was over.
yeah, see, the
But
Browns could look at it as we just had a bad year because of quarterback situation. We
the
wiped
worst
out our
quarterback
whole.
play in the league.
We built everything around it in our staff. We had injuries. O line was beat up.
Yeah,
Chubb was coming off that major injury. So in that we got a fresh running back room. We got a healthy O line. We got
yeah,
four quarterbacks. One of them should be at least solid. You would think. You got a new offensive staff, and they're going to help these guys. The defense is back healthy. You've added to that defensive line. So I think they still need more speed on the perimeter on both sides, which I think that would help with Chris. So I think you're in a situation you could bring in a Chris Olave, I think.
yeah.
And
And Olave is a realistic target. Um, I think too the Browns are cool throwing some of these young guys out there and see what they got. Like you mentioned Jamari Thrash. I think
you would think,
he,
I mean, a third, I mean, you did spend a third round pick on him. Hell,
he
play
was a
him.
5th round pick.
Jamari was a
Mhm.
third.
Cedric Tillman was a third. Jamari Thrash was a 5th
Cedric
round
was a
pick.
third. Who was the third we took? Was that David Bell I'm thinking of?
David Bell.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Okay.
I like
I
David
thought
Bell. He just doesn't have he's too like there's you can be a slow wide receiver, but you can't be a slow wide receiver. Like he doesn't have the speed for it. He really doesn't.
he's better. He'd have been great back in those old New England teams with that
Mm,
offensive Brady. Guys that
yeah.
just get open. He would have been good in
Um
that. But
I
yeah, I
think
mean, but I mean, we're really not. If we have a solid year this year, a step forward,
yeah.
you got some pieces. Now you're looking a little better for 26, 27. Uh, I don't think they're that far like people think. Like I don't think.
No.
I mean, you were just in the playoffs 2 years ago. You just had a bad year, bad decisions. You went all in on a guy that didn't work. You regrouped. Yeah, you got some holes you still need to fill out. But I think if you have a good
Yeah.
season, that's what I like about the NFL is if you're smart with your draft, if your development and everything's good, and you got the right pieces, you stay healthy, you can turn around quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, who thought the
And this
Commanders
is
were going to win that many games last year?
no, nobody did. Nobody did. And if they did, they were a lot. You're either lying or you were a Commanders fan. You're a Commanders homer. And that's fine. I'm a homer. I always think the Browns are going to win. I'm trying to be more realistic now because I'm on the internet and I get made fun of. So like I'm trying to be more realistic about it,
Yeah,
but
you're a
here I'm a
professional
homer,
fan.
dude. Like I put this analytical thing on, like I'm talking about stats and all this, but like here at the end of the day, I love my Brownies and I'm always going to pick them to win. It's hard not to, you know what I mean? But um yeah, with our receiver room, I think to your point, I think they're gonna try and see what a lot of these young guys got. I think Jamari Thrash is might surprise some people. I always liked him coming out of Louisville. I thought he had a certain edge to him, really strong hands, really great route runner, and he is in great shape. Like he came in, he's stronger, he's bigger.
He looked
Uh, yeah, he
good
was
when he
moving.
played.
He did. I think a big concern with Jamari was why he didn't get. They like their rookie receivers to block, and he wasn't big enough to do that. So he's gotten a little bit bigger too to get ready for some of the packages that they'll want to run with him. Um, but I think we might be surprised with how Jamari looks this year. I wouldn't be surprised if this Luke Froya kid gets some playing time too, or it makes the team. He's my UDFA to make the team this year. Because we always have one or two that end up making the cut. and I think Luke Froya out of Kent State is going to be that guy. And he
Who's
can
the other
do
guy everybody
everything.
keeps talking about?
What other guy?
Maybe it's a DB. There was somebody put it in our chat. Rodney put it in our chat recently. There was a guy he said that I guess stood out in the mini camp and
McMillan,
stuff. I know he did.
the
Yeah, maybe
safety.
it's him.
Yeah,
Somebody
yeah, the
they said's
safety
been
out of
standing
Pitt.
out on that. Yeah, maybe that's him then. Yeah.
Yeah, Dillon McMillan, I believe. Out of Pitt, he was an interesting prospect. Um, Taken out of Pitt, and here the Browns are good at adding UDFA's. They have a good eye for talent in the undrafted free agency pool. I mean, you look at Ronnie Hickman, D'Anthony Bell, Mahmoud Diabate. Like, we find guys that contribute in the UDFA pool, whether it be on special teams or in Ronnie Hickman and Diabate's case as rotational pieces and sometimes a starter. I think there are a lot of people in that locker room and that front office that think Ronnie Hickman has the potential to be your franchise free safety. And he was a UDFA, you know. Um, so I think the Browns Andrew Berry and his team have a knack for this, and I think Luke Froya could be one of those guys that surprises a lot of people. Dylan McMillan is an interesting pickup as well. He plays a little bit more like Grant Delpit, not so much a free safety, but it can play like a third linebacker. Really strong kid, really good instincts, smart, really good work ethic from what I've read about him in limited spurts. But yeah, I think
I mean, the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to, and I saw
yeah,
PFF put out their O line rankings today, and we weren't in the top 10,
I don't think
and
we should be.
no, we shouldn't, but that bothers me, and that should bother them. If your style of play is run first, you're in the AFC North. What are the years we were great at? The years we had the most success was when that O line was the healthiest. No matter
Yeah,
who we had at quarterback, no matter who we had in the backfield, that O line is our bread and butter. We go as
yeah,
they go. Last year, that O line was shit, and we were shit.
yeah.
So I think that's their biggest concern outside of the quarter. Obviously, quarterback's most important position in sports, but I think you got three backs back there that are fresh, they're young, especially the two you just brought in. You got two tight ends you can really rock with. They can run routes. They can really do a lot of things there. If that O line could just be healthy and they can get the right pieces up there and they can be consistent and dominant again, especially in the run game, run the ball more, let that O line impose their will. I think we'll see where we're at midseason. You know, what I mean, you may give you that. I mean, one of these quarterbacks might get hot, and it could be like Baker's rookie year. You never know. I mean, anything's possible. But that outside of the quarterback, to me, I think that's the one thing people got to really keep talking about that I don't think being talked about enough is that O line. Their goal should be getting back in that top 10 of rankings and all rankings everywhere. I mean, you're not looking at rankings, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Your consensus. Everybody knows you're one of the best O line in the league. That has to be. I know the quarterback you want to know after this year, but I think the O line might be just as important, if not
Oh, it
more.
is. I
Like
agree with you.
I think their biggest goal coming out of this year from position group should be that O line needs to be considered a top 10 because now we can put whoever we can build around it, and that's our bread and butter, especially with our backs. What we got now?
Oh yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, I think the Browns need to go back to their roots, which is run first and wide zone heavy with the O line, and it sounds like they are. My biggest concern with the O line is a mixture of youth and age. like,
Yeah.
um, Jack Conklin, you assume is going to be your starting right tackle. He hasn't finished a season, and I don't, I don't even know how long at this point. Um, Wyatt Teller's still great. Ethan Posich has been hurt every year he's been here, and he's good. But um, Joe Bitonio, this is probably his last year in the league. And then you're hoping that DeJuan Jones can build off of some of the stuff he was doing at left tackle last year, and he was starting to look really good. And if he nails down that position, which it looks like they're giving him that position to have and potentially be the franchise guy, that's a big piece, off the board. And then you have Zach Zinner waiting in the wings.
What's the rest of our tackle depth?
Tackles. So you have Jack Conklin, DeJuan Jones, Lucas. He was from the Commanders. His swing tackle. You're gonna have to help
Yeah.
me out
That
on
he's
his
pretty
name.
good. He wasn't bad. Then we got the
Um,
dude Tevin Jenkins from the
Tevin
Bears, who I
Jenkins can
like.
play right tackle, and then
I think they
that's
got
about it.
to. I know you paid. I know Conklin's been the guy and stuff, but if he gets hurt again, or even if he's not playing well, even if whoever's not playing, I got to rotate out that line too. I need to see who's playing well. And I mean, here, Dewan Jones, the year he was rookie year, he was dominant. He played right. He
Yeah,
played right in college. I mean, switching to left might be a transition for him, especially when he's trying to cut weight, and that's a big adjustment for him overall.
yeah, and he has cut the
Eh,
weight from what we've seen.
He has, but we'll see. I will see how he looks.
Yeah,
What I would say about Dewan is, even if he doesn't look good at left, maybe through 4 games, I still wouldn't give up on him. I will just say
no, I
he's probably
wouldn't.
gonna he probably just, if he doesn't look good through the first quarter, move him back to right. That's his natural position. Then
Yeah,
we'll know through then. But then I like that they brought in the other guys. So the dude from the Commanders, I like that Jenkins kid a lot. I like Zinner a lot still. He just needs to get healthy. He'll be fine.
Whippler,
And then, yeah, Whippler was good at Ohio State. You got some good depth in that
Javion
O line.
Cohen.
Yeah, I mean, they got some youth and they got some. They're looking good up there from that standpoint. Now you
Yeah,
just play them and see what you got. I think that O line has got to be dominant coming out of next season.
and I think they will. I think Dewan Jones is going to surprise some people at left tackle. I think he can play left tackle, and I think my headcanon going into the season is Jack Conklin's last year, and they want Tevin Jenkins to take that job so they can pay him. Because Tevin Jenkins, for those of you who are watching, if you didn't watch Chicago Bears football, which if you didn't, I don't blame you. Bears fans don't even want to watch Bears football.
And they only
But
traded him, by the way, because their O line's that deep. They were ranked like top. I think they were fourth in the O line rankings.
he was a free agent.
No, but we traded. He got traded here.
Jenkins? No, we signed him. He was
Yeah.
a free agent. They just didn't pay him.
Well, yeah, you're right. Don't, but I'm saying they didn't bring him back because that's just how deep their line was. Doesn't mean he's bad though. 'Cause some people will say, well, "Why did they give
No,
up on him?"
oh yeah, I see what you're saying. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. But
Yeah,
their O line was, I think, ranked fourth.
yeah, and they needed to get younger because they were paying a bunch of different
Yeah,
different
they got
guys
so
in
much
different
money they got to
position
spend.
groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they wanted to sign a bunch of marquee free agents on the defensive side of the ball, and that was their big thing, which is exactly what the Bears did. So, but Tevin Jenkins is a great football player on the offensive line in general. Like he was drafted to be right tackle. He played right tackle for his rookie season and looked really good. Got hurt. Somebody took that job and was good at that job. So they moved him to, I believe, right guard. Yeah, right guard. And he looked good there. So they just left him there. And that's where he was until his rookie contract ran up. So he can play right guard, he can play right tackle. He's
He can
just
play a little bit of everything.
he's an offensive lineman, is what Tevin
Yeah,
Jenkins is.
he's a baller. I like him. He's
Yeah, no,
mean.
he
He's
was
really good in the run game,
lot,
aggressive.
a lot of people had him as the
Uh,
best O lineman on the market. Period.
there's an argument for that. The tape I saw, dude was pretty damn good. He's athletic, pulling too, getting out on that edge. That's
Oh
what we
yeah,
need. And guys that can bend and get good leverage consistently on these guys,
yeah.
good hand placement and drive. And so I like it. Mike Bloomgren, I think, is a really good coach.
I
Like I've
love
said, I've
Bloomgren.
reached
I
out.
heard him talk, man. I was listening to a talk to Dewan
He's
and
a
that
dude.
like
I've reached out to people that worked through
yes.
him in college that sent recruits to him, and they said he's the man. They said he's gonna kick ass. That's what we need. So go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I was just, chiding on Mike Bloomgren. He's awesome, dude. Like Mike Bloomgren I like our coaching staff as the way it sits now. I think we're going to be surprised on how well we
Yeah,
do. I think the
Tommy
Browns
Reese
are
is going to
built to
be a lot
surprise
better
people.
than. I think Tommy Reese can do a really nice job at that position.
Reese is great. He knows he has enough of the new knowledge to help Kevin Stefanski improve the playbook, but he's also familiar with what Stefanski likes to do. That's why I think he's
He
perfect.
could become a guy. I think Stefanski would like to give up play calling at some point. I don't have a problem with that either. I think he tried it with Ken Dorsey. It's just I don't think it just didn't work out because the system was built for one guy when that guy
System was
wasn't
bad.
there. Yeah, system was bad, and it was just not the right
Doesn't
personnel
matter
for it.
who's calling plays if the plays suck.
Yeah, and so, but I also don't think Ken Dorsey ran the ball to Kevin's liking, which I agree with that. So
Yeah.
I think
Our running room was worse though last year.
I think he's going to try to prep Tommy Reese up to where they're on the same page and get Tommy understands what Kevin likes and, build that identity. I wouldn't be surprised if he, maybe not this year, but next year, um, that's a guy you hand over the play sheet to. He's that, I mean, he's that good. I mean, Tommy Reese is that talented. Everybody I know that works with him or has worked with him in the past. I mean, somebody in particular told me privately that who you met that, yeah, everybody just says that the guy is an absolute. He's just a dude. Like, and when they say that in the coaching industry, that means like that guy. He's just different. The way he communicates with players, the way he teaches, his film studies, his the way he sees the game.
Yeah.
Um, like he's a guy that can really just dissect defenses and really be. If he has the right horses, he could really do a lot of things. So that's a gem I think they got in that building. From I've heard and Tommy Reese and Mike Bloomgren. I like both those guys. The one guy I want to see this year, if again going back to receiver, Shadow Shea, I want to see those receivers really flourish.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean O'Shea's
I know
been
the talent's not great, but that's where you as
no.
a coach just got to get the best out of them.
Yeah, O'Shea's been one of those guys that has been like my least favorite. Like if I had to be like, who's your least favorite coach? It would be Chad O'Shea. I think Chad
Yeah, I want
O'Shea.
him and Deuce Staley. They're on my watch list this year. Like you better, especially Deuce
I like
Staley.
Deuce Staley. I think Deuce
I like
Staley's gonna be
Deuce,
fine.
but I want to see. I need to see a little more this year because I
Yeah,
personally I don't think Stump Mitchell deserved to be fired. That's just my opinion. I think Stump
I
did a
agree
hell
with
of a
that.
job. I like Stump and shout out to Stump. Let's see if I can get him on the shows too.
Shout
But
out Stump.
yeah, him and Goldstein is a guy. But so Deuce, yeah, I mean, I think Deuce Staley's got a really. You got these three guys now this year. I need to see that room really excelling
Yeah.
and developing. So I think he can do it. But this is the him and Chad O'Shea and Staley. Those are the only two guys on the staff where I'm like, okay, not to say you're on the hot seat, but you better like show me something this year.
Yeah, and I think at least Deuce is gonna do better. I think they didn't do him any favors with the system last year. So
No.
um
Well, and he had broken down pieces. I mean, he had.
yeah, they
I
had
mean, not Nick Chubb's fault. Nick Chubb's coming off a major injury. I mean, the fact that he's still
yeah.
playing is incredible.
And
But
then Jerome Ford is okay, but he's not great. Pierre Strong Jr.
Jerome's
is
good in the old system. I mean, he's still
Jerome
averaged.
Ford's
I
okay.
thought he's good. He's a good runner. I thought I mean, he averaged 5.4 yards a carry. That's pretty good in the NFL. I thought he should have got more carries, but he's a solid piece. Like if
Yeah,
that's your third piece, that's pretty good. That
yeah.
running back room should be deep.
And now you got Quinshawn Judkins and my main man Dillon Sampson running that football. Get
Dillon
about it.
Sampson, I want to see some creative packages with him.
He's gonna be so good. I can't wait to watch him
He
play
should have a
football.
lot of receiving yards too.
Yeah, I cannot wait to watch Dillon Sampson play football, dude. He is gonna
Because
be electric.
Judkins is the bell cow.
Yep.
Uh, but Dillon Sampson, I want to see him in goal line stuff. I want to see him in a lot of passing packages. You can do a lot of different things with him. That's something they haven't had either, Mike. They haven't had a back like that, like a Swiss Army knife,
Right.
with that kind of speed. So I want to see how creative they get with that too.
I agree. I think. I mean, he can run routes. He's a bowling ball with when he's in the open field. Hard
There should be
worker.
a lot more spacing in that offense this year that we have not had.
I agree.
Why
I
have we
agree
seen guys
wholeheartedly.
running into each other on routes and shit
Yeah.
and all that? I
God.
mean, yeah, that's terrible. We better have some better spacing out there. Just here, let guys get out in space and get one-on-one missed tackles and get yak. We got guys
Yeah.
that can get yak if you set it up properly.
We really do, especially now with like Harold Fannin on the team and
Yeah,
this running room and David Njoku and I mean Cedric Tillman and Jared Judy are both great yak guys, but yeah, this new system is going to be really fun to watch. Really excited for training camp to kind of see some of the plays or at least concepts of the plays in action in person and to see who's getting those first team reps most of all.
that's what all eyes are going to be on. So
Absolutely.
But yeah, I
But all
agree, man.
right.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting excited. I'm getting football's around the corner. We're on
So
LeBron
close.
watch. I mean, it's getting heated. So uh yeah, stay tuned. Like, subscribe, and share. And shout out my brother Mike. Great show, brother. Love you. And close it out. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys.
Thank you, Joseph. Love you too, man. Well, you heard the man. Please like, subscribe, and share this content if you haven't already. We're on our way to 500 subscribers, trying to get monetized in the YouTube game, and at 1,000 subscribers, I will live stream getting a tattoo. So if you want to see any of that, or if you enjoyed the conversation we had today, or if you want to have a different conversation, please stay tuned because we talk about stuff all the time. I'm on Tuesdays and Fridays for the Professional Fan, and The Real with Joseph Ladman I am a co-host on, and that is Sunday nights. Varies, and during the season we'll be calling games here and there. I'll probably be doing it every Sunday. Joseph will join for probably 5 or 6 games out of the year. He really focuses on the post-game panel and all that good stuff. So please like, subscribe, and share this content. I love you all very much. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, please stay professional. Thank you.